Good morning, boys and girls. Today is Thursday, April 30th. And today we're going to do a new story. It's called The Garden by Arnold Lobel. But before we start reading, we're going to do the sound spelling cards. You have these songs on my Google Classroom, so go ahead and do them and use them as much as you need to, okay? Let's do this one together. Do you know the letter sounds? They will help you learn to read. They will help you learn to read. Here we go, everybody. Lamb, lamb, ah, ah, ah. Lamb, lamb, ah, ah, ah. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Camera, 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 camera. Dinosaur, dinosaur, duh, duh, duh. Dinosaur, dinosaur, duh, duh, duh. Ham, ham, eh, eh, eh. Ham, ham, eh, eh, eh. Fan, fan. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. How, how. How, how. Pig, pig, eh, eh, eh. Pig, pig, eh, eh, eh. Jump, 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 jump. Jump, 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 jump. Camera, camera. Camera, camera. Lion, lion, ooh, ooh, ooh. Lion, lion, ooh, ooh, ooh. Monkey, 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 Nose, 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 Fox, fox, ah, ah, ah. Fox, fox, ah, ah, ah. Popcorn, popcorn. Popcorn, popcorn. Quacking ducks, quack, quack. Quacking ducks, quack. Robot, 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 Sausages, sausages. Sausages, sausages. Timer, timer. Timer, timer. Tug, 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 Vacuum, vacuum, Washer, washer, Washer. Exit, exit. Yak, Zipper, zipper. Do you know the letter sound? Do you know the letter sound? They will help you learn to read. They will help you learn to read. Okay, so those are the sound spelling cards. Okay. So now we're going to do the garden. So remember, the first reading is just for fun. I will read it for you. And the most important thing that you need to keep in mind is that you need to be a good speaker, a good reader, a good listener, and a good writer. Today we are working on being a good listener. The Garden by Arno Lobel. Okay, and this is continuing the theme of perseverance and not giving up, okay? Here we go. Frog was in his garden. Toad came walking by. "What a fine garden you have, Frog," he said. "Yes," said Frog, "it is very nice, but it was hard work." "I wish I had a garden," said Toad. "Here are some flower seeds. Plant them in the ground," said Frog, "and soon you will have a garden." "How soon?" asked Toad. "Quite soon," said Frog. Okay, let's move along. Toad ran home. He planted the flower seeds. "Now, seeds," said Toad, "start growing." Toad walked up and down a few times. The seeds did not start to grow. Toad put his head close to the ground and said loudly, "Now, seeds, start growing." Toad looked at the ground again. The seeds did not start to grow. Toad put his head very close to the ground and shouted, "Now, seeds, start growing." Sorry about that. Frog came running up the path. "What is all this noise?" he asked. "My seeds will not grow," said Toad. "You are shouting too much," said Frog. These poor seeds are afraid to grow." "My seeds are afraid to grow?" asked Toad. "Of course," said Frog. "Leave them alone for a few days. Let the sun shine on them. Let the rain fall on them. Soon your seeds will start to grow." That night Toad looked out his window. "Drat," said Toad. "My seeds have not started to grow. They must be afraid of the dark." Toad went out to his garden with some candles. I will read the seeds a story," said Toad. "Then they will not be afraid." Toad read a long story to his seeds. All the next day, Toad sang songs to his seeds. And all the next day, Toad read poems to his seeds. And all the next day, Toad played music for his seeds. Toad looked at the ground. The seeds still did not start to grow. "What shall I do?" cried Toad. "These seeds must be the most frightened seeds in the whole world." Then Toad felt very tired and he fell asleep. "Toad, Toad, wake up," said Frog. "Look at your garden, Toad." Toad looked at his garden. Little green plants were coming out of the ground. "At last," shouted Toad, "my seeds have stopped being afraid to grow." "And now you will have a nice garden too," said Frog. "Yes," said Toad, "but you were right, Frog. It was very hard work." of the story. If you are growing seeds at home, the way I am growing seeds, take a look and see each day that they are being taken care of, that they are getting enough sunshine, enough water, and don't get impatient like Toad did. Give it time. Sometimes we forget that they need time. So boys and girls, this is the story for today. We will do several more readings, 2 more readings to analyze the story a little more. Have fun. Get out and get your hands dirty out in your garden. Plant some seeds if you haven't already done so. Like I have, I'll give you a tour of my seeds and how they're coming along on the next read. Okay? Until next time. Bye bye.